Welcome to the Now I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm Turney.
E3 is just a few months away, folks, which means we've hit peak leak season.
Peak leak.
Sounds messy, but it's supposed to be fun.
So much fun. The latest supposed leak splashing onto the tubes is about the next Battlefield game and what appears to be an internal document from DICE.
These alleged documents, alleged in capital letters, seemingly reveal the game's title, setting, and extensive DLC plans for the next entry into the storied shooter franchise.
Now let's be clear that we're using alleged
in capitals.
In every sense of the word, for a reason. If we could, we'd double underline it and write it out again in all caps because of the source of this leak.
Yeah. And then we'd highlight it and then we'd share it with our friends. Yeah. The first mention of these documents appears to have come from NeoGAF, where else, and was cross-posted on Reddit and Imager. The mention was casually linked in from a NeoGAFer, Living Skeletons, during a thread about Battlefield 5's rumored World War I setting, which was February's leaky flavor of the month.
Hopping over to Reddit, the post there originates from user HolyMoly45, who's only been on Reddit for 1 day and has 3 posts.
Well, he's legit,
OG,
right?
totes OG. The poster hasn't qualified where he or she got the images from, nor what their credentials are.
They didn't even 3D print anything. I mean, come on, at least do that much. That's the standard for hoaxes now, right? Anything less is just lazy.
Yes, of course, scanning some printed documents with scribbling on them hardly makes for a totally reliable source, but hey, we did see Battlefield Hardline leak in a similar way a couple of years ago, so we're not ruling things out. Also, NeoGAF is like the new source of information before it's information, so
it's leak central.
I'm into it. Of course, until somebody posts their How I Did It video next week.
Yeah. Anyway, take a spoonful of salt or cough medicine, whatever it takes to get these leaks down nice and smooth, and let's take a look at the game we could be getting if World War I isn't on the cards.
According to the documents, the next Battlefield game is officially titled Eastern Front and will be released on December 6th of this year. The reveal for Battlefield 5 will also take place on June 12th, which is the opening day of EA Play, which is like EA's mini version of E3.
As for what to expect from Eastern Front, the synopsis reads, fight off the Russian invasion by joining your European allies and visit the most beautiful European cities like Kiev, Vilnius, Minsk, and Tallinn.
For those who didn't major in geography, that means we'd be seeing locations in Ukraine, Lithuania, Belarus, and Estonia.
Well, we're just gonna leave Latvia out of the whole thing? That seems kind of rude, don't you think? They should be invited to the party.
For those of you who keep wishing for a World War I themed Battlefield 5 and have a limited knowledge of historical events, might hear words like Russian, European Front, and European allies and think, score! But other details in the document seem to indicate that this game is jumping forward in time, not back.
Which brings us to DLC. Supposedly Battlefield 5 is gonna have 4 expansion packs, all with dates that are still to be determined.
That's pretty solid, right? Come on, you don't plan a game without DLC first, folks, right? Keep those priorities in check.
The first expansion pack, Fallen Dragon, will arrive with a number of fan-favorite Battlefield 4 maps that have been reimagined in Frostbite 3. Fallen Dragon will not only give the game some multiplayer love, but will also further the story of the World War that is taking place between retreating US and advancing Pan-Asian coalition.
Couple of those, couple interesting things there. First, the weird document that refers to Battlefield 4 maps being reimagined in Frostbite 3, considering that Battlefield 4 is already built in the same version of Frostbite.
Go
So
figure.
that's a little weird.
There's also kind of a funny handwritten note in there calling for the end of engine marketing, which we hope is real because there's nothing sexier than engine marketing.
Second, the mention of a world war and a pan-Asian coalition seemed to place the game after the events of Battlefield 4, which took place in 2020 and featured a plot about stopping the overthrow of the Chinese government and preventing a Great War.
Oddly enough, the other expansion packs seem to hint that they'll also further the story, making us wonder if there's going to be some single-player missions included with each one.
The existence of multiple DLC packs is actually one of the more credible parts of this whole leaky business.
Also wouldn't be that hard to fake.
Yes. Not just because DLC plans ahead of its launch is EA as fuck, but also because Battlefield Hardline's first leak involved their DLC details as well.
Now that leak happened back in 2014, just a few months before Hardline's planned E3 reveal. Although, to be fair, it had a much more official looking promotional image associated with it, and not just part of like what might be Battlefield 4 key art.
Yeah, a month later, the official trailer for Hardline did get leaked on a small YouTube channel, so it wasn't even the biggest leak associated with the game.
Back to 5 though. The rest of the DLC sounds super futuristic. The second expansion, Prototype Warfare, will supposedly feature futuristic armored vehicles. And after that, Titan Assault will introduce a new game mode of the same name.
All this does sound a little more Titanfall and less Battlefield, but hey, maybe that's just us.
Maybe it's just the word Titan.
We're thrown off by that.
It wouldn't be completely off the mark for a Battlefield game to incorporate Titans, that's big airships, not mech buddies, since they were such a big part of 2142's gameplay. Titan Assault actually sounds like a blend between 2142's Titan mode and Battlefield 4's carrier mode, maybe? But yeah, it's a little bit strange when you consider that Titanfall 2 is another franchise belonging to EA, and this could cause some justifiable confusion.
You got some Titanfall on my Battlefield. You got Battlefield on my Battlefield. Sorry.
No, please.
Lastly, the final DLC planned for Battlefield 5 will take place in America with maps like Los Angeles, Oregon, hipster skins available for $2.99 or your best hemp jewelry, and the outskirts of San Francisco.
Freedom! So if this leak is real, it would actually be completely the opposite of World War I, this setting that people have been getting really jazzed about since that rumor kicked off in February.
If you're DICE, it does seem like a strange choice to go back to the futuristic feel and vibe. It's not like there's a lack of those coming out. Friggin' every competitor you have is coming out with one. Some of them are even within EA.
If this is real, it would sort of be a bummer for the people that have been dying to see the series return to its roots. The game keeps giving itself near-future treatments, but Battlefield made its name by recreating amazing battles from the past.
As for the timeline leading up to E3/EA Play, again, it matches up with what we've seen before. We know that just about every company in the industry is gearing up for their events at E3.
Just this weekend, Phil Spencer tweeted that Team Xbox is already reviewing E3 presentations. It's entirely possible that this printed document is from some kind of EA meeting where DICE gave a similar type of presentation for EA Play, or some dude printed it off, marked it all over it, and wants us to hang it on the fridge as high art.
If history repeats itself, we'll see a trailer for some game hitting Super Saiyan BF2142's YouTube channel in T-minus 3 weeks.
Yeah, and then there's a ton of launch problems in about 8 months.
Oh yeah, so what do you guys think of this potential Battlefield 5 leaked document? Let us know in the comments down below.
For all your leaks, rumors, hoaxes, and handwritten notes galore, remember to like this video and subscribe to the Know.
I fucked everything up! I fucked it all up! As for the timeline leading up to EA and... Caden, I'm so sorry.
I can see Caden over there just shaking his
Every
head.
time he's like, God damn it.
God.
Which took place in the year 2020 and featured a plot about stopping the overthrow... Which took place in 2020 and featured a plot about stopping the overthrow... Again today!
The game keeps
The game! And some of them are from with a...
If this is real, it'd be sort of... Oh, there she goes.